Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, today's video is for all my real estate colleagues out there. It was an interview that I did Zoom live with a bunch of agents from our office and actually all over. The topic was all things real estate. What's going on in 2022? It was with Patrick Ferry from the Tom Ferry organization, our coach, amazing guy. He spent about an hour with us going over tips, ideas, mindsets, everything that you need to be successful in real estate right now in this market. So stay tuned. I hope you guys like it, and here it comes. But one of the questions that I have for everybody, and I think probably a good across the board, is, what type of lead generation models with the agents that you're working with right now? What are they doing? What's moving the needle that you're seeing currently with a lot of the agents that are out there? Or what would you recommend? What are your thoughts on lead generation models?
The bottom line is what's moving the needle right now is it's very simple. Anything that you've been good at for a long period of time.
Okay.
Anything that you've put a lot of attention to for a long period of time is working right now. Now, a lot of you are like, that's completely unhelpful to me, Patrick, because you probably haven't been really good with one thing for a long period of time. Have you guys ever heard that phrase, one thing, from the very famous Gary Keller?
Yeah.
Well, I found with lead generation, because remember, I've dealt with every lead source in every marketplace under every condition, whether or not it's down or up, it doesn't matter. Every tech tool service that exists. What I found is those that tried one out, it never worked. Those that committed and actually committed 6 to 1 year to 18 months to mastery of the one thing always are successful. Okay, so very simple. When I got into the real estate business here in San Diego, and I was a coach, I'd been in the business for 15 years. So I'm like, I know everything. This is great. So I tried a little bit of this. I tried a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And in the first 6 months, I didn't sell a house. Whoops.
So you fell into your own trap of what you saw there. You actually fell into it.
I know this is why this advice is so real for me.
Right.
And then now, Tom, yesterday I was on a coaching session with a real estate agent in DC. He did 70 million in sales volume last year. This is a very successful, very good real estate agent. And he hired me in the middle of last year to be his coach. And so what's interesting is when I look down where his business came from, his lead generation systems, he really didn't have anything good other than his past clients in Sphere. And so we started working on a content education marketing program, which I'm really good at, but he is freaking out right now. And he says to me, Patrick, you're the coach. What the hell, right? I'm not successful. It's your fault. Where's everybody getting listings right now? And I said, look, if you didn't have, going into this extreme seller's market, if you did not have something that you've been perfecting for the last year, 2 years, 3 years, or the last 6 months, last 8 months, and you're coming into this market and you're going to go test and try out a bunch of things, ain't going to work. Okay. So my friends, I will help you guys with where to get opportunities now. But please know, if you're going to be in this business for a long period of time, you need to pick wisely and commit. Stop distracting yourself with, well, maybe Facebook advertising will work. Well, maybe a little bit of, maybe I did a Instagram post and it didn't work. And I tried TikTok and it didn't work. And I tried open house and it didn't work. And I tried geographic farming one time and I made like 3 calls one day. Don't do that. Figure out who you are, what you're good at, what your skill sets are, what the market is, figure it out, go all in and get to work. And I promise you, if you commit, every single lead source works, every single one of them. My client gets listings on TikTok. I got another one who gets successful on Instagram. I have another successful who's a door knocker. I have another one who's successful with farming. I have another one who's successful with open houses, even though it was virtual open houses. I have another one who's amazing with their sphere. I have another one who's amazing with their past clients. I have another one that's amazing with online leads. I have another who's amazing with Zillow. I have another. Pick one.
Is there a secret formula that all of them have, whether like if
Nope.
it's door knocking or it's cold calling, that they
No.
all some, like I do X amount?
No. They just commit. And so obviously the answer is yes, Tom, like, and you guys can go on, if you just go on my YouTube channel, I've done multiple videos where I say, here's exactly what it takes to master a lead generation system.
Okay.
Like fully master a lead generation system. Like 12 months from now, you really are a master of that source. For the rest of your career, you can lean on this source and it will always pay you money. Financial security, right? Mastery. Okay. Anyways, that's just a little rant. It's not overly helpful, but it's the right mindset that I got to help you. I have to start there with you guys.
I think, one of the things I find new agents always come in and they always gravitate towards door knocking.
It's the hardest thing to do.
But they all seem to want to do it,
Oh,
and I
my
see
God.
some of my ladies in there smiling already, Paloma, Arshane, and it's one of the hardest things to do. But I mean, give them some secret sauce on something like that, other than just commit.
Okay, so let's take a look at some fundamentals. And Okasana, I'm going to answer your question. By the way, I really love that question.
Yeah, it's a good question.
The buying internet leads. So, guys, again, questions over there in the chat, please, guys. So, let's address door knocking. So, door knocking in the context of what? Okay, so if you are door knocking right now, like my clients are getting a lot of success because let's say if they had a listing, they were doing an open house and they talked to the neighbors and invited the neighbors to the open house. That's a great move. After you get a property under contract, because you just listed a property and you got 15 offers and you negotiated $150,000 over list price, you have 7 other buyers who wanted to buy a home who didn't get that accepted. If you door knocked the neighborhood and said, hey, by the way, we're way, hundreds of thousands over list price. There's 7 other buyers. I'm the listing agent. I just negotiated the deal. Would you like to know what those other buyers would be willing to pay for your home? That would work really well, right? If you just sold the house and you then went back into the neighborhood and talked to homeowners and said, hey, by the way, like, here's what happened. It was amazing. Here's what, here's the story. I was the agent. Would you like to learn a little bit more about what's going on? Would you like to discuss this? That would work amazing. Okay. Because the conversation, the relationship that you have with the neighborhood and the conversations you could have is super valuable. So that's no brainer. Now, I will tell you, and Matt and Tom, I'm gonna beat Matt up and you up tomorrow when we're talking about absentee owners.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm highly recommending my coaching clients to be on absentee owners is because I know that's a potential seller that has a high likelihood, and it's an easy decision to sell the home. Whereas right now, a lot of the natural people that you're talking to who own a home, they're really struggling not with how much my home is worth. I know it's worth a lot. It's not, should I sell my home and take advantage of all this money? Yes, I should. But what's the key questions that they're struggling with right now?
Where do I go?
So, my friends, can you do you have at least 1 or 2 or 3 good answers for where should I go for the relocation seller? Do you have a solution for the trade up seller? Hey, Tom, I own this townhome. I bought it for 400,000. It's worth 800,000. I have literally 400,000 of capital. I'd like to buy a house, single family, because I got the dog and I got the kid and I'd rather be in the school district. But Tom, what's my problem?
What do I find to buy in that 800 price range? There's nothing out there.
How am I going to transition from the sell and the buy with the dog and the kid with the low inventory? So it's not a matter of, are there plenty of people who are excited about taking advantage of the opportunity? The answer is yes. But the problem is what are we all saying as real estate agents? Do it now, do it now. And what are they doing? Well, I was on Zillow last night and there's nothing for sale. And you're like, sell tomorrow. And they're like, I'll get you more money. And they're like, I don't know how to navigate this transition. And you're like, don't worry, I'll get lots of money for you. I'll sell it in 2 seconds. And they're like, I don't want to talk to you guys.
Because we're not filling in the blanks, is what you're saying. We're not showing them the roadmap on, hey, this is what we'll do. We're going to do a 60-day rent back. We'll make it contingent upon home of choice. We're going to set up the movers. We're going to have all this stuff happen for you. We're not really painting the roadmap for them, is kind of what you're saying.
That's exactly right. Because we're like, just sell it. And they're like, get away from me.
Makes sense.
While I got to go figure out how to do this. I got to go figure out the move. I don't even know. They're still in the inquiry of how does the money work? How's the, if I cash out here, what's the finance on the next thing? And then how do I navigate this whole thing? And since there's nothing available on Zillow and Redfin, I'm spending every night looking at listings and I'm not finding anything. And so I'm having a tough time kind of making the decision about where I want to go. So they're brushing you guys off because all you're saying is sell it with me now.
Right.
Okay. So this is a big problem.
So now with the absentee buyer owner, you're saying that, listen, they're not that emotional in that situation.
That's right. They're the one group that's like, I should probably take advantage of these prices. That's the one group.
Gotcha.
It's not that complicated.
So if I was a newer agent or an agent geographic farming, to spend my time investing in finding my absentee owners would definitely probably pull the most fruit.
There's no question that math would play out really well, regardless of your skill set.
Gotcha.
Regardless of your skill set, regardless of your, are you a seasoned veteran? Are you not? The math plays out. If you just talk to enough people, someone in there is going to be like, I hate this tenant. They just gave me notice. How much is it worth? And how quickly can you sell it?
So the agent that's just out printing a bunch of flyers and door hangers to walk around the neighborhood and hang them out and hope someone's going to knock on their answer and say, I'm going to sell. Probably a really small fraction of that's going to happen.
And thank you, Michael, for bringing that up. Michael brought up about sending letters to the absentee owners. What I'm noticing right now is the letters to the absentee owners really is not working. Okay. And the reason why is because they're getting too many. And so it's starting to be repetitive for them. And so the only really way to win the business is to be on the phone with them. Okay.
Yeah, Patrick, you put me on that last year and we called and I popped one right away.
Yeah, it just works.
It's just about being consistent on it like that.
It's just math, you guys. It's just math. Okay. So you really, and just be after it. And these are great, these are great people anyways for you guys to be in communication with, right?
I think that answers Mackenzie's question too, is what's the most successful way to contact? It's via phone.
It's phone. It's really the only way. It's the only way that right now that I can guarantee that if you don't say anything too stupid and you talk to enough of them, you will get a listing. It's the only thing I can kind of guarantee, right? I had to make a bet with one of my coaching clients. She'll be on tomorrow, Tom, Lisa Peck. And I was like, look, I guarantee if you talk to 20, you'll get 2 listing opportunities. So she did. In the first 8 conversations, she got 1. So I already was like, done. Now her average sales price is $2 million. It's a no brainer. It's a $50,000 exchange, right?
Hey,
Okay, let's
Arthur
keep,
has a question.
let's keep rolling. So what else do we got on here? Let's go.
Arthur says, what about a pitch for the phone?
Any general pitch while using the phone for them? Yeah, it's actually super easy, Arthur. Number one is no one likes the over salesperson. Hey, do you want to sell it? Don't do that. Hey, if I got you an all cash offer today from a buyer, would you sell it? Don't do any of that. The simple answer is, hey, Tom, I see you got a property on Banana Street. I'm a local real estate agent. I just want to check in with you. What are your plans for the property this year? A simple conversation. What are your plans with that property? Yeah. And they're gonna be like, I got a tenant in there. That's great. Hey, would you like to buy more? Do you got a property manager? How are you doing with rents? Do you need me to introduce you to a 1031 exchange guy? And are you exploring any other 1031 exchange opportunities? Would you like to, and then last thing is like, would you like to know kind of the latest value of the home? Prices have increased by like 35% in the last 2 months. So congratulations, you're rich, right?
What was working for me, Patrick, was, hey, my clients just missed out on a home down the street from you. Records indicate you might be the homeowner of this property, and I'm just trying to match a seller to a buyer. If that's you, call me back. And
beautiful. I love it.
So it was nice and simple. Something like that worked for me really well.
All right. So let's address let's hit a new topic. We'll come back to that.
Let's go back to the buying leads.
Okay. So regarding buying leads, okay. Zillow, the most expensive lead to buy right now, pain in the butt because you're only getting buyers, but has the highest conversion rate if you answer the phone and you're good with buyers. Realtor.com, second. Highest conversion rate, still expensive. But again, what's a high conversion rate? 5% is an adequate conversion rate of Zillow. The goal is 7%. If you're really good, it's 10%. What's a goal? What's an adequate conversion rate of Realtor? It's about like 4%. The goal is like 6%. That means like one of my coaching clients bought Realtor and he's like, these leads are the weird, I hate that. I'm getting trailer park, blah, blah, blah. And I said, shut up. Tell me the numbers. Tell me exactly how it's gone. What did they promise you? Well, they promised me like 40 something leads. How many have you gotten? I got like 12. What's happened? Oh, they're terrible. Trailer parks, the worst in the world. What? How many are you working with? I'm working with 2. Do you got anyone under contract? 1. What's your average commission check? 15,000. Great. How much are you being charged? It was like 1,500. Great. You're on track. What? You're on track. Oh, because that's what it is. It's just a math equation. Now let's go to the next layer down. Pay per click. Okay, pay per click services, Google pay per click services, Bing pay per click services. In that one, my the best in the world, they're at a 2.5% conversion rate. 2.5% conversion rate. Yeah. So out of 100 leads that you bought, 2.5% conversion. That means you closed on average only 2 out of the 100. Now, did that happen in the first 30 days? Hell no.
Yeah.
Did that happen within the first 90 days? Most likely not. But over the course of a 12-month window, because you committed, you didn't try, you committed, then yeah, 2.5% is really the game.
Yeah.
There you go. Now.
All right. I love it.
Okay. Fair enough, you guys? Because I care for you guys and I'm so sick and tired of these guys taking money out of your guys' pocket, right? Schedule Once or whatever that stupid company is, if anyone utters Facebook advertising out of their mouth, I want you to hang up. And if you're a little bit aggressive, tell them to blank off on behalf of me and then hang up. Please do me that favor. We good?
Good.
Any other questions? Now, as I'm trying to support Tom and Don and Matt, I believe that if you guys learn how to really do content education marketing on your social channels, free channels, I promise you this will work. It doesn't work tomorrow. You can't do one video tomorrow and generate a ton of business. But I promise you, if you do content education marketing and you demonstrate that you actually know something about this thing called real estate, you know something about this thing called getting a loan, you know something about where to buy and what to buy and when to buy, you know something about selling and the problems with selling, and you know how to solve some of those problems, and you know something about real estate investing, I promise you, and you do that and you share that knowledge and wisdom and expertise and you help people, I promise you, you'll do really well. Okay.
I love it.
Cool. Next, what else? Oh, I do want to get to, thank you guys. Mackenzie, where's the best way to get phone numbers to call owners? It seems like numbers title gives me aren't always correct. Yeah. Let's just address the number problem really fast. And then we're going to go to one of the best solutions right now in the business. Okay. And in the meantime, guys, I also on my YouTube channel, I have a playlist that I'm promoting right now. And the playlist is, let me see if I can pull it up and I'll share it with you guys. But Mackenzie, while I'm doing that, here's the thing. I know every single one of the owners of all of the phone number services in the real estate industry. They are friends of mine. I've known them all and I've known them all for a long time. Okay. And I've looked at every single, company for phone numbers. They're all bad. All of them. So you have to map that in your head, knowing that. Okay. So you have to be like, you have to just kind of come to grips with that. So like my client, Lisa Peck, who called the absentee owner, she got the phone numbers from her title rep. Title rep gave her all these numbers. And it was like 72 phone numbers. And in 90 minutes, like 40 of the numbers were no answer. She left like 20 something voicemails. She talked to 8 of the wrong number. And then 6 were a-holes. And then 2 were good numbers. One of them was a listing opportunity. So Mackenzie, that in my mind, I was a prospecting coach and a lead generation coach, that's pretty much perfect. That's exactly how this goes. So it's not a matter of, can I find better numbers? The reality is not really. It's really a matter of settling in to the pain and the suffering of the boredom and the annoying wrong numbers and the jerky people to find the 1 or 2 pieces of gold. And to do that within a 90-minute window, that's really hard to do. So the goal is just put up with the suffering, because that one listing appointment is worth on average 20 grand. So I used to say, don't tell anyone how hard it is to prospect, that you had to spend 90 minutes sitting at your desk, dialing phone numbers, usually with a dialer, to create a $20,000 opportunity in 90 minutes. Because if you told anyone in the world that that is hard and how dramatic that is for you, they'd probably slap you in the face. Right?
Yeah. It took me 90 minutes to make a 20 grand commission.
To create a $20,000 opportunity.
Right?
And there was a lot of pain and suffering in the middle of that. So I totally get it, but like, you have to just you have to just work through it. It's really, and trust me, I'm the first one to say it's hard. I've done it. It's hard, right? Okay, next. Let's go. Oh, I just want to make sure I show you guys this. This is my YouTube channel. Would you guys host it? Tom, can you give me access to share my screen? I take that back. I got it. what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab the link to the playlist. So I did a playlist recently with 18 videos.
Ethan says I can make you a co-host and that'll do it.
That's fine. I got it right here.
All right.
This is just for all my
Thanks, Ethan.
All the people that are on right now in the chat. Okay. There's my playlist of how to get listings. I have 18 videos on how to get listings where I deep dive on all of them. Okay. Do me a huge favor, guys. I'm trying to build the subscribers on my YouTube channel. So just hit the subscribe button. Even if you hate YouTube, you don't ever go there. It doesn't matter. It just makes me look a little bit better. Looks like I'm a little bit more pro. So thank you for doing that. Okay. All right. Now, one of those videos is super critical. Right now, a lot of you guys have a buyer that you wrote an offer with. Thanks, Tyler. Right? You have a buyer you wrote an offer with. Okay. So one of those videos, and please, guys, I need every agent to do this. You wrote an offer on a property. It was a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-story, whatever. Your clients wrote, $50,000, $75,000 over the list price. And then you and them drank a whole bottle of tequila that night. Once you got your offer didn't get accepted because the cash offer came in and beat you guys out. Okay. So after you sober up from the tequila, then I need you guys to follow the 7 steps to go find the next homeowner that's thinking of selling their home in that same community. And then I want you to get a 6% commission when you find the seller. And you tell that seller, hey, I've got the buyer. They want a house exactly like yours. Let's put the deal together. And then you show the property to your buyer. Then the seller says to you, well, how much are you going to charge me? And you're going to say 6%. And they're going to be like, hell no. And then you're going to say the script that I put on the video at the very end. And you're going to say, no MLS, no photos, no open houses, no buyer showings, right? Then you're going to say your terms, your price, one agent. This is going to be the easiest and most stressful deal that's ever happened to you. 6%. Now, if they said, great, 6%, fine, that could happen. But what if they said 5%? Nah, maybe not. Right? Worst case scenario, get 4%. All those, we're seeing 2% buyer agent commission right now regularly. So you just went the extra effort and got 4% with one client, one deal. Hello, congratulations. You're welcome. And if you got 5%, send me a nice bottle of tequila.
I love it.
Right. If it's 6%, that thing better be really nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So please watch that video on the 7 steps. I promise you guys, this is the way to go. Okay. What else do we need to do for you guys?
Well, I got a question. So what if I'm on a budget?
Yes.
I've allowed myself $1,000 a month in marketing. Where would you say?
Before we go there,
Talk to me.
My new agent friends, let me give you guys some advice. This is the advice, Tom, you'll appreciate this. This is the advice that I have a 21-year-old coaching client. I've got a 24-year-old. I've got some young people that are also very successful right now. And we're working on TikTok content that would be really helpful to the general public. And I've started to reflect on, as a 46-year-old adult who's an entrepreneur, what advice did I not get that I wish I would have? Okay. And so one of those pieces of advice is my young, entrepreneurial spirited, risk taker, confident, excited about real estate, you know that you're going to be successful someday. Keep your darn cost of living as low as you possibly can. I wish someone would have told me that. Why should I keep my cost of living as low as I possibly can? Because this business is expensive. There's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of trainings. There's a lot of coaching. There's a lot of systems and services that you're going to have to invest in. And if you have a high cost of living, then you can't afford all the good stuff. And I don't care how talented, motivated, and cute and amazing you are, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. And I wish someone would have slapped me across the face with that piece of advice. Advice number 2, lots of savings creates for a better version of me, a more relaxed version of me, a more present version of me, and also someone who could take advantage of really good opportunities that may arise. And so I really wish someone would have just slapped me across the face and said, keep your cost of living low. You're talented, you're smart, you know you're going to be successful. Keep your cost of living low so that when you invest in stuff, you invest in really good things that literally create exponential growth for your life, and save way more money so that when opportunities arrive, you have the ability to execute on those and create even more wealth. So how was it for me in 2010 when I had not enough money in the bank? My cost of living was really high. And my good buddy, Tony Smith, who was in Apple Valley, was like, dude, I am buying foreclosures all the time. I'm getting them between $40,000 and $60,000. Some of them I'm holding, some of them I'm flipping. I will buy it for you. If you want, I'll rent it out for you and I'll manage it for you between $40,000 and $60,000. Okay. Yeah. And where would the value of those homes be today?
Quadruple, 10 times.
See, because I didn't have my cost of living under control and I didn't have enough savings to be able to be comfortable enough to take advantage of the opportunities.
Yeah.
Don't do that to yourself. Now let's go to the marketing question. If I had $1,000, what would I do?
Yeah. Right? Or as Michael says, is there a monthly average that you're seeing agents have that they put towards it, which would be a good amount?
Let me go high level because I deal with this stuff all the time. The purpose of marketing is one thing: to book appointments. This is where the industry gets all haywire. The purpose of marketing is to book appointments. So if I spend $1,000 on advertising or marketing, in your mind, you need to be thinking to yourself, how many appointments will I book from that marketing? And that's the key question. Okay. So there really isn't a good answer to the $1,000. What I would probably say is keep the $1,000, call the absentee owners, be better with one social media channel and go all in, be better at content education and marketing, because you need to earn more respect and trust from your community, right? That's a really critical piece. So a lot of my very successful clients right now, they did a lot of content for the last 12 months to the last 2 years, and their referral business is off the charts. Referral business? Well, that's awfully nice, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how do you earn a referral? How do you earn that one of your friends, a friend of your friend, says, you know what? I've been watching you. I've been following you. I would like to talk to you about buying a home. I've been watching you. I've been following you. my mom needs to sell her house. I'd like to introduce you. What does it take for you to earn that? And it's a false reality for you guys to think that it's like, I sold another house. I'm at an open house. Look at this listing, right? I'm a realtor. Look at cool house, right? That shit doesn't work because there's like now 2.5 million real estate agents in the United States. And if all of us are like, look, I sold the house, market's hot, we all seem the same. So how do you differentiate yourself? And I promise you, it's education, knowledge, wisdom, advice. Do that on any one of your social channels, and I promise you at some point it'll work. Okay. All right. Email marketing. Now, where else do we need to go? What else?
Well,
what other questions you guys have?
Oksana says, what are the good stuff? I don't know what she means there. You might have to elaborate on this over there.
Oh, sure. Oh, sure. She just said, save your money to get all the good stuff. So I was just wondering, Patrick, what are the good stuff that we should save up for to make more money, to invest? Please,
Yeah.
if you'd share with us.
Oh, that's a good question. So like, I just did a shot of video the other day with the company called High Note. And I think this is really cool technology. Like, this is a great tech stack. That's good stuff. There's websites and there's some website and CRMs that are really, really good. That's good stuff. There's some good trainings that occur, right? Like, I think we were supposed to do like a marketing edge in LA, and we're not going to do it. We're going to do it in Austin. But like, if a really, really good trainer comes into town and you've watched 4, 5, 6, 10 of their YouTube videos for free first, and you're like, yeah, that person's pretty good. Like, I need to check them out. That's good stuff, right? So there's tools, there's technology, there's opportunities to explore, right? And so when you don't have the money to explore those opportunities that are well thought through and researched, it's a bummer, right?
You and I talked this morning on our coaching call, and you said something that was really good about finding, what was it? Where we're talking about having people that you benefit from your business help participate. And you said, you mentioned, hey, I'm not going to take from my coaching money to put in something else. I'm gonna get this money from elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Share a little bit about that. You remember that conversation about just kind of enrolling? Who are the people that benefit from your business and having them help participate in marketing, right?
Yeah. So that's just not Zoom, by the way. Actually, I do read books.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All my young friends, this book, right? Matt and Tom need to reread it. Dawn's read it. She needs to read it again. Content Inc. Okay. So right here, this line right here, I'm going to read this line to you. Okay. It says, start a content first business. What have I been talking about? Education, advice, content. Build a massive audience. Good idea. And become radically successful with little to no money. That sounds awesome. You guys know that there's, you guys all hear about these like influencers on like Instagram and stuff like that. Okay. I am not asking you to become an influencer, like, be cheesy, look dumb, and do stupid shit. But I promise you, like I have three clients and one friend. One client, Vena Mae Jarabek, up in Seattle, Washington, 21 years old, 500 followers on TikTok, absolutely destroying it. And I'm working with her on education, content marketing. I'm working with Matt and Dawn and Tom on this as well, but these other guys are just ahead of them. Okay. So then Avi Becker, Santa Barbara, 26 years old, just crushing it. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. His business partner, Joe Parker, is made a lot of money from YouTube already. Okay. Now, Another one of my friends is Glenda Baker. She's one of the most famous kind of realtors in TikTok and Instagram. Over 500,000 followers on TikTok. She probably has over 100,000 followers on Instagram. What these people do is they're actually real educators. They're not celebrities. Now, Avi's pretty handsome, but everybody else is just, you know, Vena's cute, but it's not about her cuteness. It's about education content that impacts people. It's about teaching people things that we know that they don't know that could help them. And Glenda's good at telling stories, and she's very clever in her brand identity, and that's great. Okay. Now, but what Tom's saying is there, what I've realized is if you have a reasonable following, there's plenty of people, services and companies that want access to our communities, our groups, our followers. So there's a sponsorship model that I learned from this book that we need to be thinking through. Okay. So, you know, the reality is if you're like, well, you know, like I'm nothing, I only have 10,000 followers on Instagram. Well, that's not nothing. So the question would be, if you had 10,000 followers, what is a company, what is a service that would actually want access to your followers of 10,000 and would pay you if you recommended them? And that is where we can fund a little bit of our efforts.
Exactly.
Right. And that's kind of something that I'm working with, you know, I want to work with these guys on. I'm working on it. I'm working on my bunch of coaching clients, because ultimately, I would like to ultimately have us all invest in that next level of service, a $2,000 to $3,000 to $4,000 to $5,000 a month service, digital agency, marketing assistant, that could take us all to the next level. Right.
Right.
And then we can just generate more opportunities for our real estate business. But I don't want to pay $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 out of my pocket to go invest in this thing. No. Anyways,
Yeah, I thought that was
what else?
brilliant. Thanks for sharing that. You know, I had a thought is, what are the one or two, maybe more or less, subscriptions, tools, something that every realtor should have, or you're seeing that every top agent coach has, or out there? There's not one?
Yeah. Yeah, I know one, an Audible account.
An Audible account.
$15 a month. If you do not have an Audible account, you can't be my coaching client. Meaning that if you're not spending $15 a month and reading one book a month, I don't want to talk to you.
Interesting.
Okay. And I will share with you guys really important advice. Okay. And, you know, Tom and Don and Matt have heard this many times. Do not look at what other real estate agents are doing. Look at what the best in the world do, and then take those principles and apply them back to real estate. And if you do that, you'll be wildly successful. But if you're just looking around at what other agents are doing, then you're just going to do what everybody else is doing. And that just doesn't work. So I don't like, none of these books are like, here's what other real estate agents do. This is what the best in the world do in their respective industries and categories. And then I bring that back to real estate. And I go, how can I apply this? This is one of the most successful. This guy built a business, a content business, and sold it for, I think it was $19 million net. And he's talking about how to build a content first business. Should I go find out what the average real estate agent's doing on social media, or should I find out what he recommends? Should I go find out what the average agent is thinking about in terms of, you know, what to do on Google, or should I go find out what the best in the world recommends? What do you guys think? Do you guys follow me? That's a really important distinction, right?
Yeah.
Second thing, if you guys are not studying real estate investing, you are making a huge mistake. And I've said this to Tom, I've said this to Matt and Dawn, like real estate investing is the jam.
Yeah.
Yeah, say it is a great question. What else should we be reading right now? Here's the other one. Just keep it simple, right? They Ask, You Answer by Marcus Sheridan. Okay. All of you, if you guys want to know what your next 50 social media posts are, this is the book that will tell you how to do it. Now, he's not going to mention anything about real estate. Thank God. He's not a real estate trainer, thankfully, but he's going to show you guys how to answer the most important questions that every single one of your perfect customers has and do it in an effective manner. And if you do that, you guys will generate a truck ton of business. Okay. Okay. We got 8 minutes. Anything else?
Yep. Patrick, what about the average day of your top agent?
Oh boy.
What does it look like? I mean, you got agents out here, like I always, you got to lead, role play in the morning, script play, get on the phones, lead follow up, lead gen. Am I on the mark on that, or is everybody, they beat to their own drum?
Yeah, no, this is a great question. Yeah. So it's twofold. I'm super busy. How do I manage my time? Or I'm new. I don't know what to do with my time. Right.
Oh, I like that.
So, a lot of my I work with so many top agents that they're so busy. I'm mostly talking about hiring assistants and getting time back, but just spending money to get time back. And then I'm also talking a lot about prioritizing. Okay. So for my top agents, prioritizing. How do you look at your business and go, today, this week, this month, I have this much free time. How do I use that free time to get the maximum value to achieve my goals? That is a prioritizing moment. It's a business decision moment. We have small windows of free time. They're very small. As top agents, successful agents, how you use your free time is the determining factor of the growth of your business. It's all about prioritizing. Now let's talk about all my younger, newer agent friends. I need you guys to be, if you are not learning if you're not spending 1 hour a day learning something, then you're an idiot. Go find another business. If you are not creating conversations somehow, some way, I don't care if it's face-to-face, face networking, over the phone, digital, I don't care. Your job's to create real estate conversations and to learn, right? A lot of new agents are not good at the real estate conversation. The only way to learn is to have a lot of them. And then to start to see the patterns. What is everybody asking me? And then when I answer it, it's really stupid. And then I go to great leaders like Tom and go, how are you answering questions like this? And that's called role play. Tom, what do you say? Thank you. Can I practice that back with you really fast? Cool. That's called skill development. But if we're practicing scripts with no conversations with the general public, looking for common questions that we need to answer, looking for problems that we need to solve, and then going to great smart people like a Tom and going, what are you saying? How are you saying that? What are you doing? That's a big mistake. So we've got to be learning at least 1 hour a day. We've got to be creating conversations around real estate, face-to-face, over the phone, social. I don't care, right? Now, if I was new, I would be spending at least 1 hour a day trying in kind of a marketing social media capacity somehow. How do I create more conversations? What's the marketing that I need to do? What's the content that I need to deliver to create opportunities in the social channel? Because it's free. We get a lot of exposure. If you don't want to talk real estate on social and you don't want to talk real estate in your community with your friends, it's one of two things. You're either in the wrong business or you haven't created enough confidence yet. But if you're like, I don't really want to talk to anyone, but I really want to sell houses and make lots of money, I'm sorry, you're in the wrong business. But if you're like, I'm just uncomfortable that I don't know how to answer these questions and I don't want to embarrass myself, good. Then fail forward faster, find out what the questions are, go role play, practice the best answers, then go back and deliver and do it over and over again. Because if you, being a real estate solo entrepreneur, if you can't handle being embarrassed, you're not a solo entrepreneur. You should not be in a direct sales business. If you can't handle mistakes and embarrassments and failures and get back up and do it again, but learn from your mistakes, this is the wrong business. Go do something else. There's a lot of jobs in this industry. Real estate is an amazing industry. Go be a TC, go be an escrow officer, go be a loan officer, go be the front desk assistant, go be a digital marketer, go do anything else. But if you can't handle risk, you can't embarrass yourself, you can't learn quickly, you can't understand the trends of how to serve people, and you don't have the discipline to learn every day, this is just the wrong business. Go do something else. I promise you. Don't make your life miserable and don't lose a bunch of money and then leave the business. That's a terrible decision.
Yep, great advice. All right, I got like 1 minute with you. Any last questions? They need to come in right now, or we're gonna wrap this up. Patrick, any last best advice for a new agent? I think we answered that. Best advice for a seasoned agent. Any thoughts on that?
I
I got one.
said a lot.
What about coaching? Is there a time period where someone could look at their production and say, I need to have a coach, or as a brand new agent, should everybody get into
New
coaching?
agents need lots of training, more training than you need, than you know what to do with. Like, train your brains out because it's low cost. It's more how to. Good coaching is much more business consulting, kind of the what to do when and how to prioritize.
Gotcha.
More training, how to, low cost, free. Lots more how to. I studied this, like when I got into the industry, I was studying 2 hours a day, just trying to learn everything as fast as I could until I had it all memorized. Then once I had everything memorized, I knew exactly what to do, what to say, kind of all the scenarios. Then I had more confidence to go to be in action. But until I had everything memorized, listening to it, studying it, seeing it over and over and over again, then I was more confident. So the faster we could speed that confidence up with the good entrepreneur, not afraid to fail, ready to get out there, ready to kick butt, that person, I promise you, training. When you're like, I know everything I should be doing, I'm making success, I know how to be successful, but I just don't know how to manage all of this shit to get to the next level. Coaching,
Gotcha.
business consulting,
Love
because
it.
I don't want to hold anyone accountable to shit, but I want to help you make better decisions to exponentially grow your business. Business consulting.
Yeah.
Right. So Matt, tomorrow, 8 a.m.
Yeah. We'll
Tom,
be
see you
there.
tomorrow.
Gone.
You guys.
All right. Hey, Patrick, thank you very much. I know you're a busy man. I know all my agents are going to thank you for this. Guys, any other questions, you guys can hit me up and we'll get them over to Patrick. Patrick, thank you, sir.
And we'll do it.
All right, guys. So that was our video with Patrick Ferry from the Tom Ferry organization. I'm sure you got a lot of great things out of that. Hey, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. Hit that like button and also tap on that notification button so you can be notified of future episodes. All right, we'll see you guys on the next one. All right, bye, guys.